I think he's gone to another page. Hang on. Oh, Jesse.
Are we live? If not, can I say we need a new?
We are live. What's going on here?
We need a new intro. It's awful.
No, we are live. Hello, welcome to Mad Dragons podcast. I don't know where Jesse is, so we'll carry on with this. Hey, Dazza, welcome for the second time this year, is it?
No, first time.
Second time this year for you? First time this year.
First time this year. I only drop in once in a blue moon, but yes, I'm on tonight.
Do a cameo appearance and join the team. I don't know where Jesse is. I'll keep going as good as I can. Rob, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. I disappointed we lost against the Dogs, but I think they were the better team on the day. I think the comeback was great. There were some inspiring efforts in the game. Toby Couchman, unbelievable, 70 minutes of prop. And Little, when he came on, mate, he just looked fantastic as well too. So I think there's a lot of positives to take out of the game. And but my second show back, so I'm for this year, so I'm looking forward to it this season as well too. And hopefully we make the top 8, of course.
So what do you think about the weekend's game days?
I thought we surprised them. All week I was hearing about, we're going to smash you. Dragons are no good this year. And it was an arm wrestle in the beginning, and then all of a sudden they started to get away, but we mowed them down. Our ability to come back, I thought it was pretty good. So I think we'll surprise a few people this year.
Yeah, we will surprise a few people this year, I think. Yeah.
I think, Val Holmes is a sharpshooter as a goal kicker, as we know. And he missed a couple of kicks we thought he'd normally get as well, too. So I think the scoreline could have even been closer. And maybe
5 tries to 4. So it's closer than you think. If we kick straight.
Maybe if a couple of those kicks landed, we might have got the chocolates.
Yeah, last year we had a lapse in our goal kicking as well, didn't we, from that player I will not mention. Yeah, but it would have been a lot closer. It would have been a lot different. A couple of their tries were quite easy, quite soft.
Yeah.
So
lapses in concentration.
Yeah, the 2 Tupanua tries, they were just atrocious. They need to aim up on him.
Similar defense that we've seen in the past from the Dragons. Probably in the hook
as
well.
Hey, Jesse,
you got it going. You on?
Yeah, I got it going. Yeah, I got it going. So you don't have to worry. I know what I'm doing now, so I could just take over and run the show anyway. But you're back. You can tell us about Complete Warehouse Solutions and carry on with the interview. Oh, the show interview, whatever.
Yes. Anyway, welcome, boys. Welcome, everyone, to ladies and gentlemen, to the Mad Dragons podcast for this evening, as we preview our upcoming game against the Rabbitohs in our first home game at Wynn Stadium for 2025. And there are only a couple of changes to the team that went down to the Dogs on Saturday afternoon. Does it take us through the lineup that Flano named early this afternoon?
So fullback, we got Gustafson again. We got Figai, Sully, Holmes, Taputlo, Flanagan, Ilias, Couchman, Cook. I can't pronounce his name. Probably is it Gula? Yeah, Lulia, Sewer, Jack DeBellin. On the bench, we've got Liddell. Laurie's been named. Raymond, say his name for me.
Raymond
Stewart. On the extended bench is Egan, Sloan, LKT, LPT, and Molo. Michael Molo, that is.
Yep.
Not the one we're in dispute with. Has that been sorted yet?
No.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. Well, first, before we get into Big T segment, we'll throw up a little bit of a spin, and we'll show. Earlier today, we had there was a clip reveal about Hamish Stewart, who made his debut on the weekend, and this is what happened on the local news down in Wollongong this evening in regards to the what's happening this weekend.
This report brought to you by Warrigal, dedicated to creating inspiring communities for older people.
Hamish Stewart, congratulations on the NRL debut. How special was that to pull on the Dragons jersey as an NRL player for the first time?
It was so special, and to run it to that crowd at Jubilee, I actually got the hairs stuck up on the back of my neck, and it's so special. And to do it at home with my family and friends around me, it was great.
And that jersey presentation, we saw Grace, his sister flew over from Perth, your dad Scott, award here at the club. How special was it to have all your family here for that?
Oh, it was so good, and Grace spoke so well, and I choked up a bit in that interview, and it was so good, and the boys all got around me, so so happy.
You got through plenty of work in your 43 minutes. It was 38 tackles. How are you going to remember that introduction to first grade?
Yeah, with Ryan Couch getting injured, got thrown into the deep end a bit there, but I always make tackles, and that's what I like doing. So nothing unusual. So it's good.
Before you went out, what were the final instructions from Flanagan?
Defense. He said do. So that's all I had to focus on.
And how did you find it? The speed of things, was it a big step up for yourself?
Oh, definitely. I think Reid Marnie come out and hit me in that first run I took, and I know I had to pick my game up from there and go with it. And I thought I did that well, and so it was good.
As a boy from Gerringong, how special is it going to be on the weekend to run out in front of what's expected to be a packed house here at Wynn Stadium against the Bunnies?
Oh, well, I've always come and watched games at Wynn, and I've always wanted to do it, and hopefully we can get a good crowd here this weekend.
Thank you very much for your time, and best of luck for the weekend.
Yep. So good to see Hamish Stewart go well on debut, wasn't it, guys? On the weekend.
He's a well-spoken young kid. He's well-spoken.
And he'll get his chance
he's been in elocution lessons. We need to send Darren to pronunciation classes, get to know those names. Linguistics, pronunciation. I try my best anyway.
Try and say the bloke from the Roosters. Can you say his name, Dazza?
When we get there, we'll make him say it.
Which bloke are you talking about?
Your favourite players coming back.
That's in a couple of weeks. That's in a few weeks. So,
Big T.
I'll just refer to him as old mate.
Big T, your favourite players coming back for the Titans, mate. You got to pronounce it.
He is too. Fa'asu Mala'awi's coming back. That's good. Well, anyway, let's get into my segment. Let's go.
Yep. So we'll get into the Big T segment where we talk about the opposition.
Come with me as we go behind enemy lines.
Well, good day, Dragons fans. I'm Big T, and this is Behind Enemy Lines. We haven't got a guest this week. We did have someone coming on, but they pulled out this afternoon. So I'll just ask these guys the questions I've got for the South Sydney fan, or they can ask them or answer them, or be a bit sarcastic and play around with them. Jai Gray at the back is a good little player, Jai Gray. Isaiah Tass and debutant Bailey Bentley Hape on the wings. Fletcher Miles and Campbell Graham in the centres. Walker and Humphreys other halves. What's that Humphreys fella? I think he's going to be a superstar.
He's a gun.
He's a gun. He's absolutely fantastic. Kepi, Mamazouls and Moale in the front row. Keon Kaloa Matangi, Jai Arrow and Lachlan Hubner is the back row. Jaden Sullivan, Savili Havili, Talis Duncan and Davida Totola. Matt LeBlanc, it's not Matt LeBlanc, it's Liam LeBlanc is the 18th man. Lewis Dodd comes back. Humphreys kept his spot. Lewis Dodd comes back. Host Fletcher and Penatani. Any relation Penatani there, Jess?
Brother,
There we go. That's brother to who?
Tiana Penatani.
Tiana Penatani. There you go. All right then. To our South fan. To our South fan. Yeah. We'll come back to that question, Ellie. Well, I was going to ask him what his thoughts were on the South Sydney versus the Bennett cursed Dolphins was. I thought they didn't play that very, very well. They were up and down, like we were up and down all game. They were up and down. So my thing on the game, they were lucky to beat the Dolphins actually. So they couldn't get their shapes right either. So yeah, I'll ask Jess this one. Jamie Humphreys kept the spot over Lewis Dodd. Do you think his performance last week deserved that?
100%. He was probably one of the best players on the park. And yeah, the way his kicking game really controlled it, and they just kept coming, the Bunnies, on Friday night. And yeah, they and he can kick goals too. He kicked some good goals from tough conversions, from tough positions as well. So
Yeah.
he looks like he's going to be a good player. And yeah, if he continues this, yeah, he's the number 7 tiers.
It is, that's right, yeah. And if I believe right, Lewis Dodd was dropped by St. Helens after he signed with the Bunnies, wasn't he? He was dropped to their reserve grade side.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly. And anyway.
Key factor too, Big T.
Yeah.
Wayne Bennett doesn't muck around. If you notice in the Charity Shield, he got benched for the whole second half, Lewis Dodd. So he
did.
He wasn't impressed, Wayne Bennett, with what he saw from Lewis Dodd in the first half. So to me,
Stay with you, Rob.
Look who's in the comments.
No, thanks, mate. No Latrell. No, Rob, this is for you, mate. No Latrell, no Murray, no Johnson, no Munro. Whiten's out. Dodd came back. They bring in Fletcher. Fletcher Myers played 5 games. Bailey Bentley Hape, his debut game. But last week he scored 2 tries and kicked 3 goals in reserve grade when they beat Manly last week, I think. Jamie Humphreys' second game running the team. What do the Souths losing all those players, and what do the new players bring to the team?
Well, they lose a lot of experience. They lose a lot of, depth. New players bring enthusiasm, of course. I go to the game and also look at the Wayne Bennett factor, which Jess would probably agree with, I'm sure. And Dazza mentioned before the surprise in the South, side. They might be surprising to us. They might have a.
They'll turn up. They're coached by Wayne Bennett. They'll turn up.
And a game plan. Bennett's very good with his game plan. So I'm not expecting an easy game, but mate, I just think that the Dragons should be winning by at least 20 from what we see on paper. And to me, that's how I look at the game. I think we're far superior across the park. And yeah, South definitely when you've got all those new players in your team, it's always difficult. There's pressure on. But yeah, I mean, again, the Wayne Bennett thing. And look, if Cody Walker has an absolute blinder, you never know. But I just think St George should be way too strong, mate. And maybe I got the red and white eyes going, but I don't know. I just don't see anything less than 20 points. And I know we can score points.
The thing about Wayne Bennett is, like, he's the master at getting an average player to do a job, to know his role, fit into a system, and just do that role, and that's what he does. Yeah, he might run the same play over and over and over again, but it'll be consistent, and each player knows his role. So that's what worries me about South.
They won their game against the Dolphins on defense, and that's a factor in Bennett's teams.
They're always defensive teams, Wayne Bennett teams. They're always really good at their defense. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried.
I'll stay with you. Youngie. Or Daz, as it says on the screen. Souths looked clunky last week. Did you watch the game South's game last week?
I did, yep.
Souths looked clunky last week. Forwards weren't overly dominant. Lack of experience in the back line. Yeah, where are Souths going to attack the Dragons? Where are they going to? Where's their firepower going to come from?
I reckon they're going to try and test our wings, particularly down our left side. Few guys down the left is a few mistakes in him. He likes to rush up out of the line, so I fully expect Bennett to try and exploit that. The same way Canterbury did on the weekend down their right side. They caught a short napping a few times down there, and I kind of expected that. So that's something we really got to fix. Our left edge.
That's right, yeah. All right, Scoop.
Yep.
Are you there, Scoop?
Yep, I'm here.
Scoop, come in. Ground
Yeah, I'm
control to Major Scoop. Who does Souths? What's going on there? Who does Souths need to be wary of in the Dragons team?
Oh. Flano Jr., of course. He can just... He's more of an open attack player now since we don't have, who controlling the team around and being a dictator. So now Flano Jr. has more of a quick pass, free attacking, flowing attacking footy in him. And the South Sky looks out for that.
Nice. And I'll stay with you. All right, put your South supporters cap on. South supporters cap. You can be a South supporters for the next 15 seconds. Give me a bold prediction and a score. You're a South supporter, remember? Remember you're a South supporter?
Whoa. Bold prediction. I'm going to go with Cody Walker to be either warned by the referee or sin bin.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
Yeah, and score prediction: Dragons 32, Souths 30.
Ooh, close one. Nice. Well, anyway, it's that time of evening. You know what time it is? Jess?
I know what time it is. You know what time it is.
I know what time it is.
Almost 9
It's
o'clock.
time. It is almost 9
Time to get a
o'clock.
watch. Time to get a watch, Big T.
It's time. It's time for a walk down memory lane. There we go. That's a nice little shot of Cogra Oval back in the day. You hear me shuffling papers
Needs a
around
song
like you
to
always
accompany
do.
it, Big T.
Pardon?
Needs a song to accompany this segment.
I do. I need to do something. I'll have a look at that anyway. All right. Yeah. I walk down memory lane, brought to you by Essence and Light. Nature for your home and body. All natural products. They make soaps and candles. Check them out on Facebook. Two beautiful girls. And they'll help you out if you want to buy some candles or soaps. Bear with me. Where are we? Come on, what's coming next? Next slide. There it is. Saturday, August 18th, 2002, Wynn Stadium, round 23. Dragons and Rabbits. And this year I'm going through our highest wins against these teams. Crowd was 12,122, and the referee was Matt Chitchin.
Wow, he's been around
We
for
played
a long time.
We played 65 times, and Dragons have won 26. The Bunny Hose have won 36. So there's been 3 draws. I'd rather go back to when we played them, South Sydney and St. George, where Dragons had 92 and South Sydney had 69. But we can't go back there. We'll go here. Go through the team. Dragons team was Ben Hornby, Lee Hookey, Mark Gasnier, Sean Timmins, and Matt Cooper with the backs. Sean Ben Hornby was moved from halfback to fullback. Barrett and Peters in the halves. Peters brought in the side. Bailey, Riddell and Riles up front. Smith, that's Justin Smith. Lance Thompson and Brent White. Jason Kent, Chris Blackgold, Jason Hooper, and Shane Millard on the bench. Just going back to Jason Hooper. Jason Hooper played 90 games for the NRL, 11 games for Illawarra, 79 games for St George. And then he went to England. He done not a lot here, but then he went to England. Have a look at this. Jason Hooper, 110 English Super League games. St Helens, 44 tries, 30 goals. But here's the kicker. Premierships, 2006. Challenge Cup winners, 2004, 2006, 2007. World Cup champions, 2007. Well done, Jason Hooper. Went to England and killed it. Well done, son. Give him big raps. I'll go back to the south side. It was Brad Watch, John Olzard, Andrew King, Andrew Hinson, Brent Gross with their back five. Jamie Fitzgerald. I think Jamie Fitzgerald played for the Dragons. Timmins?
Is that right?
No.
Timmons.
Timmons.
Who had a visa? Timmons.
Brett Sheehan on the halves. Scott Geddes, Jason Deeth and Paul Stringer the front row.
Deeth.
Andrew Hart, ex-Dragon, Luke Stewart and Shane Rigon. Craigie, Simmons, Pulatua and Muir were on the bench for the Bunnies. I couldn't find anything on this game. And the Dragons beat the Bunny Hoes 58-16. And we'll just go through the try scorers for the Dragons. And there you go. Timmins is spelt right there. Peters and Hookie scored 2 tries each. Barrett, Bailey, Gasnier, Hooper, Hornby, Riddell, and Timmins all scored 1 try. Riddell 5 from 7, Gasnier 2 from 3, Hooper none from 1. Dragons are 58. Bunny Hoes 16. What was his name? Andrew Hinson and John Olzard scored the tries for the Bunnies. Olzard kicked 1 from 1. Sheehan kicked 1 from 2. Going back to John Olzard. John Olzard in 2002 played 3 games for the Bunnies, scoring 6 points, which was all in this game. He actually signed for the Dragons in 2000. He's got a head on him. Yeah. He actually signed for the Dragons.
He's got a head like a smash grab, hasn't he?
He's got a
He has. But John Olzard played for the Dragons.
He did. Not many, though, was it?
He did. No, he didn't play any games for the Dragons because he signed in 2004 and played in the World Sevens. And this is what he did to himself. He tore his medial, lateral, and cruciate ligament. He snapped his hamstring and tore the calf bone of the calf off the muscle off the bone. Wow, that must have been a tackle. I don't remember it. If anyone remembers that incident, maybe. But if anyone remembers that incident, put it up. Tell us about it. I can't remember it. Well, anyway, John's on the Gold Coast now. He's a real estate agent. He's a musician. He frequents to the US to play in the where are we? In the Texas festival, music festival. He's been over there 3 or 4 times. He's a musician. He got 2 songs out called "Running Out of Time" and "That Was the Day." You can find him on Unearthed, Triple J. You find him on there. He doesn't sound too bad. He sounds a bit like Pete Murray, so you can check him out. But that's John Olzard. He signed for the Dragons, didn't play any games, smashed his legs. Anyway, that was the game. Round 18, round 23, 18th of August, 2002, Wynn Stadium, Dragons versus Rabbits. Oh, there we go. 58-16. Dragons won that game. That's our biggest win over the Rabbits. And that was a walk down memory lane and behind enemy lines. Thank you for joining me. As I always say, Jess, the rest is history, but there's much, much more to be made. Brought to you by Essence and Light. They make soaps and candles. Check them out on Facebook. They make absolutely beautiful. They are. I love the smell. You have to believe if you want to be a Dragons fan. So, brought to you by Big T Presentation, brought to you by the Mad Dragon Podcast. Oh, there's Little Big T. If you want me to replace Little Big T, send me a picture. Send me a picture via Messenger of you as a little bloke in your footy jerseys for your club. Tell us what club you play for, and I'll put them up here at the end of a walk down memory lane and remember a little bit about you.
Is there
Anyone wants to do that? Come. Pardon?
Is there a little of Big T?
I can find a little of the Big T if you want one. But yeah, there is a little of the Big T. So yeah. Thanks for joining me. Absolutely fantastic. A lot of your people. You're all great. Everybody is great. And I love you all.
And just so you know, Big T, Jason Hooper, you mentioned there, he's actually still involved in the game. He is the coach of the Albion Park Oak Flats Eagles.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
There's a scoop
There
for
you
you.
go. But he was at the Dragons, played 90 games for Illawarra and the Dragon and the St George Illawarra Dragons. Went to England, absolutely killed it. And that's my young mate Joel, Chunky Little T.
All right, so we're
That's
now
my young
going to
bloke.
discuss about our team. And first, we'll show a bit of a clip what our 5'8" Kyle Flanagan said today about what we need to focus on ahead of this weekend's game in Wollongong.
Is it defence?
Might be.
How was it? Playing for points in front of the full house, obviously not a result, but just to get boots on the ground for the season.
Yeah, for sure, mate. I think to play round one at home at Cogra, two big fan bases, that was a sellout. It was good to get back out there. Obviously, as you mentioned, disappointing not to get the result, but we'll take our lessons out of that and we go again.
What are the big lessons you take away? Obviously, a lot of points, but also the defensive side of things you kind of can control.
Yep. Yeah, I think, as you mentioned, mate, defence is probably one of the lessons in the improvement that we need to take out of the game. And, just putting ourselves under too much pressure, areas coming out of our own end was disappointing. Big focus for us in the first couple of rounds. So that'll be our focus heading to South this week.
Is there a big step up in just sort of the level of play from the trials to round one?
Yeah, I guess so. I think that first 20 minutes, the intensity was definitely there. You heard the crowd, you felt the crowd. So, it was quite a ding-dong there the first, 25, 30 minutes. So, I think they'll put us in good stead for the next couple of weeks.
How did it feel? Obviously, 5 new recruits in this side.
Yeah, I think, we had some decent trial form. So, first time under game conditions, it was a test for us. So, plenty of improvement for us. Capitalising on a few things, but plenty to work on. But it was not okay start.
Bouncing back from a loss, had some opportunity towards the end there that just didn't fall through, but ready for round two.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was definitely pleasing that we showed that fight to come back and make a game of it in the end. There we fell short, but there was plenty of resilience in that last 10 or 15 minute comeback, however long it was, and we scored some nice tries, a few nice line breaks. But as you mentioned before, it's going to be our defence that needs to turn around, and it's going to be our win's going to be back off defence.
Back in stadium, that must be pretty exciting. I assume it's probably going to be another sellout and some money this weekend.
Yeah, it's the boys looking forward to playing back here at Win. Obviously, it's another one of our home grounds. We're based down here, so we train a lot on the field there. So, like to start well here, and looking to have a good performance going into a bye.
What do you expect from the Bunnies? Because they got the win, but they also had a couple of injuries as well. Still dealing with a couple of injuries.
Yeah, I think they completed high last week against the Dolphins, and they kicked along, and that's exactly what we didn't do. So we've got to match that, bring the physicality to our game, and then play our style of footy and run our plays. So it's going to be a big game. High completing game, and we're looking forward to it.
And the left hand obviously looks really, really slick, and that's obviously our shooting to get better and better. Is there any, as a half, is there any sort of that a little bit maybe try to go down there too much and keep the attack balanced, or is it working?
Yeah, I think if it's working, you stay at it. But I think every game you play, different edges or through the middle, or it changes from week to week, and good players find out where you need to play, and that's on the spine to sort of find a spot we want to attack and go after it.
Exactly.
So, Rob, what do you take of what Kyle Flanagan just said there? Is he right about our defence needing to improve if we are going to get the 2 points against Souths this weekend?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, there were some tries that were scored against us that were pretty much just run over us. But really ranked tries, to be honest with you, defensively. So we've got a really tight goal line. And Daz pointed out before as well, too, out wide. I think you're going to target us again, especially on Figai's wing. He's going to have to be careful. I think the other factor too there with the defence is the kicks. Cody Walker and Humphries have some exceptional kicks, especially with the bombs, and not just towards Clint Gutherson. It'll be aimed at the wings. So they like to kick lines, if you know what I mean, Jesse. So I think we've got a bit of work to do. I think we've got plenty of points in this, but it's the defence. And we really want to win well in this game as well too. We've got to defend well though as well too. So we don't want points against us.
Big T, Matty Fino, a lot of he come under a lot of scrutiny for he was heavily targeted by Matt Burton, and he was really restricted in what he could do last Saturday. Are you surprised that Flano decided to stick with him for this game against Souths?
No, well, because I think Fino can be a good player at times, but last week he didn't get any time at all. The bombs from Burton were that high. His players were on top of him every single time. So he did make over 100 metres though. So I think stick with him for another week. See how he goes. I didn't mind Matty last week.
Dazza. Now we had a Jacob Little who come on and immediately sparked the team when he did come on. He scored that memorable solo try. That was remarkable.
Well, it wasn't just that. He was really good, wasn't he?
He was. A lot of people have suggested that he should be starting at 9 over Damien Cook. What's your take on it? And would you like to see Little used more effectively, or how would you like to see Cook and Little used by Flano?
I reckon they're getting used the right way, but maybe you could use a few extra minutes. You bring him on, you put Hook in at lock. You can have two playmakers on the field at the same time if you want a bit more creativity. So I reckon it's probably the right mix. It'll work against other teams, and eventually they'll get it right.
All right, Scoop. With the season ended into Ryan Cashman, it's a shattering one for him. You must feel must be very disappointing. Yeah, very young forward, breakout season ahead of him, and that happens to him.
Yeah, I'm very devastated that he's out with a torn ACL. He was tipped to be Rookie of the Year for us.
Well, he doesn't qualify for Rookie of the Year. He's played too many games.
Okay.
But
the
man who comes in to replace him, Blake Laurie. What are your thoughts on that? Be nice.
I'm sorry, Blake Laurie, if you're watching. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't see you as a first grade player. I see you more of a better reserve player than a first grader. We just have juniors in the wings that just needs to have a go. I think your time has pretty much ended, and it's time to give the juniors a go, Blake. So please don't hate me or the other panel members on the podcast. It's just we just have better younger junior players coming up for the system.
Don't listen to him, Blocker.
Yeah, that's right. Don't listen to you, mate. You're right.
Scoop, remember what we said.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Isn't Blake Laurie only 26?
I think he's like towards his
Isn't he only 26?
There you go, Scoop. Check that out, mate.
You watch.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Blocker's going to turn up on the weekend and go, fuck you.
That's
He's
right.
28.
He's going to go Liam. He's going to go Scoop. Shut up.
Yeah. Blocker's going to
I
have
hope
a
he
blind.
proves
You
me
watch.
wrong, but
You better not be at Wynn
Yeah.
Stadium on Saturday,
Is that-
Scoop.
I hope he proves me wrong. But if he doesn't, I don't see him as potential first grader in my books. Prove me wrong,
There
Locker.
you,
Please prove
there
me
you go,
wrong.
Scoop. There you go, Scoop.
Will he
Ellie
actually
agrees with you.
play, though? Will he actually play, or will they pull a sneaky and throw Dylan Egan in?
Mingle Loco Pacifica Tonga.
Or Loco Pacifica Tonga.
Well, I just got a feeling Coach might pull a sneaky and
That's what I
throw
reckon.
Dylan Egan or Loco in there.
Flano
Keep 'em
does
on.
that sort of stuff.
Ooh. I actually
Locker's
thought that too,
28.
guys.
I wouldn't be surprised. Leave it just before an hour before kickoff
Yeah,
and pull a
that's what he
sneaky.
does.
Yeah, nice.
Well, Big T, there was an article that came out yesterday in regards to Lachlan Ilias. Apparently, Lycan Kingtogia really trained strong. He's been really training strong. And if Lachlan Ilias really doesn't really find his feet, hopefully he can find it against his former club this week. There's no better motivation when you want beating your old club. But it's only round 2.
100%.
But Lycan
I rate that kid, eh? I reckon he's got really good
So do I.
hands. He's got a
So do
sleight
I.
of hand, good passing game. I like him. He's groomed to be a good. I know coach is trying to bring him through slowly, but he's got all the signs of being a good player. I rate him. It's good.
If Lachlan Ilias
They're both good players. I like both of them.
Lycan Kingtogia come in. Big T.
Well, it's got to be 3 or 4 weeks in. It's got to be 3 or 4 weeks in. If we haven't got to win after 4 weeks, well, we've got to buy in the middle of it. But if we haven't got to win after 4 weeks, something needs to be changed. And bring a breath of fresh air in. Put Ilias back like he did with Sloan last year. Play him in the Rezzies, and But I think Ilias will take off this weekend and show us what he can do. I really think that.
Hopefully, he takes a line on and you know,
So do I.
make some good reads.
He done
with
most
the
of the kicking.
opposition.
He done most of the kicking last week, but most of our kicking again came from 40 to 45 metres out from our own line.
We had no go for it.
We didn't get over the other side. It didn't go over the other side.
Well, that's what let us
side
down.
half.
You could see our kicking game. Like Burton was streets above when it came to kicking, and that's what put us under pressure. And then from there, we just didn't hang. What was the completion rate of like 62%?
68%.
68%. So you can't win a game at 68%. You can't. Like no matter how good you are, you're not going to win. So that's what it came down to. They just everybody just hung onto the ball, kept it pretty simple, and they got away. Like we came back at them, but they were just going through the motions, hanging onto the ball, keeping it pretty simple. They just looked like a football team. That was the difference. They hung onto the ball.
I was there live.
Yeah,
I was there live. Someone made a comment before, and it's very pertinent. Burton was not put under much pressure when he was kicking the ball. So
No,
he
he
had
wasn't.
time to kick the ball. He had time to really honestly almost think about what he was going to do. Whereas we were put under pressure every time we were going to kick the ball.
We needed someone like a Jack DeBellin just to bully the shit out of him all game and really put him off his game. So that's what needed to happen. It just didn't. So who was on that role?
Yeah, I don't know, but it was really poor. I don't know how it works, but it was really poor because he honestly he looked like he had more than enough time to launch those big bombs, and he didn't even launch really big bombs. He just measured the kicks. So that was very disappointing. That side of the game for me in seeing that. And you watch the South game, and Katie Walker was under a lot of pressure from the Dolphins. If you saw, he got away some kicks just in the last minute. So whether we're just not fit enough in that area, I don't know. I don't get it. Or what are the instructions from the coach? But wouldn't it be better to try and put pressure on the kicker, especially when he's that good?
Yeah, and we had to kick to the corners better. Like it was just down someone's throat, and then Tracy just returned the ball at will.
It's got to improve. The halves have to improve this week. They have to improve.
Well, you said it yourself, Daz Youngie, that
The forwards have to
you've got
improve as
beware
well.
of the Wayne Bennett ambush. Historically,
Well,
Wayne,
it will be an ambush. But these guys will turn up, I'm telling you.
You'll have a game
Don't
plan.
worry about what's on paper. You watch. He will have them primed, and they will know their role, and they will turn up. Might blow pants down.
Just hope we're not cocky. If we're cocky, could be
we
worried.
don't have a right to be cocky.
No, but I'm just saying, I hope we're not cocky.
Trying to
You
build
know,
respect. So, yeah, definitely no right to be cocky.
Yep. And Tyrell Sloan, not named in New South Wales Cup, but he's in the extended bench. What do you think of that, Scoop? Do you think maybe he might be a chance of playing first grade? What's the go there, you think, from Flano?
I wouldn't be surprised if Tyrell Sloan gets selected to play on the wing in front of Matt Venine on how bad he went last week. We'll just have to wait and see till game day what happens. For all the Dragons fans out there, just don't think the team that we've got at the moment is going to be named. There might be a few rabbits out of the hat on game day, so we'll just have to wait and see.
No pun intended.
I like that.
No pun intended.
I like
I
that.
reckon he's in New South Wales Cup because coach has got him learning that wing role, how to defend as a winger. Like he's been a fullback his whole career, so he's put him back there to give him time to learn that role. When we're playing up and in defence, so when to shoot up, when to come with your centre, how to communicate with your inside man. That will be
Not
what.
playing for Cronulla.
New South Wales Cup.
He's not playing.
He's not playing for Cronulla.
He didn't
He's
get
not going to
named.
shoot up.
Oh God, that was bad.
Where did you get that one from?
Oh,
Big
sorry. sorry. Oh, I don't know. But back of the head, mate. We've got Shane Flanagan now. So we don't know. We don't know.
Ray Gawler was lucky to avoid suspension. But Rob, you were at the game. What did you make of Gawler's first game in the Red V? And congratulations to him too. He brings up his 100th NRL game this weekend.
Look, he seems solid to me. Obviously, reasonably sized, big body guy. Plays a bit of intensity. It's more for me when I watch him play, more pedestrian like. He just does what he has to do. Maybe he doesn't have the impact of some of the other props in the comp, like we saw Payne has for the Broncos, obviously. Different player altogether. But I think he is probably a little bit better than some of our weaker props, but I wouldn't class him as the top prop. But for his first game at the Dragons, I thought it was solid enough. But yeah, I still
He'll
think
get better. He'll get better
Yeah,
as he grows into that role.
He obviously has had a very good. If you followed his past, his junior rugby league as being tops, and his experience as well too. Clubs he's played with as well. So he's only, as Des, he's only going to be good for us and improve as well too. So I just think if we can get a big body in that we're talking about, if that happens, I think that'll be a big plus to our pack as well too.
I mentioned to see Loco. When are they going to unleash Loco?
Yeah, I love Loco, and he puts in. Donnie Bell says it, and we can see. You can read all the stats, but he puts it in the game. He's not just this boy who's just all attack. He defends as well too, and he's got a bit of a sidestep, and obviously got an offload as well too. And mate, he's a big bugger. He's only going to get bigger too. He's only 19, so he might be. He's a pain ass in the making, obviously. We hope he ends up being like that because obviously that's what we need at the Dragons.
And you can take 2 or 3 defenders with him and carry, so that creates space.
Without a doubt.
If he become that sort of...
I'd be fine. Yeah. There's nothing better than first grade experience for him, I reckon, anyway. He's played such a high level of football. Reps, New South Wales, Australia. So it's not like he hasn't played, you know what I mean, a decent level previously, and he's just come from a park like that. So, he's the tonic we need, right? We really need him. As much as we're talking about Blocker before, I believe Blocker's lost a little bit of weight and thinned out a bit, etc. I mean, I'm wishing him the best, but I still think we need a big bopper like Loco in our pack, because I think that's what we lack. I really do. Compared to some of the other packs, man. We with AP and Payne Haas, and look at the Melbourne props, Leo Thompson. I mean, these guys are massive.
Well, if there was a point of difference on the weekend, I think their forwards are probably a touch better.
Yeah.
What do you? I reckon that's where we got beat, and that's where they sort of found us out after that first 20 or so, before we ran them down.
Yeah, I agree, mate.
Yeah.
And then they got some cunning plays like Reed Marnie and stuff like that. You know, Fox around, and you can see Little. And what you said before with Little and Cookie, all the people are a bit up in arms at the moment. We should be starting Little and not Cookie. But I think Little is an absolute impact player. So whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever the period is, mate, this guy can go and come on and rip out a heart of an opposition within 5 minutes and help us score 2 tries. We really don't have massive X factor, do we? We're talking about LKT just before. And that's the guy who I think's got some X factor that could come in the halves for us. And that's what we lack. We don't have X factor in our halves. And the guy previously that we had obviously had a little bit of X factor as an experienced half. And probably not even since the 2015 premiership. And before that, you saw the likes of Mundine and, guys like that. They could make something from nothing to win a game. So you need players like that. And again, and sorry to swap and change, Jesse, but Loco, he offers that to us, mate. He could do something in a match to get an offload away, and try can be scored out of it. So I think you've got to blood some of these boys and keep on blooding them and persist with them.
And we discussed Ryan Cashman a bit earlier, Youngie. His twin brother, Toby, didn't even have a great game. 70 minutes, 47 tackles, pretty much the first time he started an NRL game. How do you think he'll go with now that he's got that under his belt?
I liked him all last year, even when he was sent back to reserve grade for a couple of games. Those that know me know that I've rated Toby Couchman all last year. I think he's a really good player in the making. He'll get better and better as the year goes on. And I think he might end up sealing that spot long term.
Absolutely.
Reminds me a little bit of Tony Priddle.
Yeah. 100%.
Remember him?
Yeah. Very much
that
so.
sort of role. Yeah.
And passion and mate, and just never stops. His battery's 100%. It doesn't fade away or whatever. I mean, 47 tackles and 2 missed, I believe, Jesse.
Yeah, 70 minutes.
Playing 70 minutes. I mean, that's just unbelievable. He also reminds me of young Jack DeBell as well too, Jazz. Rugby as well too. You know what I mean? And you need that. And Priddle was like that. He was a rugged player. And he would break an arm for the team. You know what I mean? And Toby's the same guy as well too.
Yeah, he's always high in the tackle count. So there's always plenty of work rate with him. It's just upside with Toby Couchman. He's a good player.
Yeah.
And then you look at a player like that was interesting too. Like, not many front rowers in today's game play long minutes, and that's a huge advantage to have someone that can play long minutes, because that's what you need from your middle forwards. Isn't that right, Big T?
Just got to get him running better lines in attack.
Sorry for that. I had some technical issues. Had to go back to the iPad. I don't know how long that's going to last, so I'm back for a little while. Can you hear me?
So we're just talking about Toby Couchman's big stint on the weekend.
What, 70 minutes he played, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
I think he's got that
middle forward
locked down.
47 tackles.
It's clear. It's clear the intention they've got with him.
So he done his job.
He's our future. He's our future. I reckon he's a future
Well,
captain.
They both are. Both the Couchman boys. The Couchmen.
The Cats, man, that's what we call them.
We'll see Ryan next
We've
year.
only got one this year.
Yeah.
We will see Ryan next year, bigger and better than ever.
Having said that, Hamish came on, did a really good job. Some big hits, high work rate. Oh, for a debut, that was pretty good.
Yeah, when he caught his first run, as he said, he got
Yeah,
a big hit. Reid Marnie.
But who was the coach that gave Toby Couchman his debut? Was it Paul McGregor or Griffin?
No, not Paul McGregor.
It must
Paul
be
Griffin,
a
wasn't it?
Griffin thing.
Mm.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was Griffin.
Yep. Yeah, he got a special dispensation to come into the top 30. I think he got him into the top 30 the week of his debut.
But Flanagan's got him playing better footy.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if we get from next week, not next week, in a fortnight, we'll have David Clement and Toby Couchman as our pretty much main two forwards.
A lot of water has to flow under the bridge first, though, for that to happen, Scoop.
Well, haven't they
Well, there's
said
been
if they're gonna trade him, they want something in return? So the question is, I'm hearing he might be going to the Roosters. So what are the Roosters giving up for that trade?
Well, the Dragons have reportedly have asked they need to repay him the remaining of what he's already been paid
That's owed.
this year already, because he's been paid from November to February.
I would have thought they'd want to play in return or something.
Yep. Well, he only really recently signed a 2-year extension or something. So
because they're looking at getting rid of Michael Marlowe too. Did I hear going to Super League?
Yeah, Michael Muller and Michaela Rapalala.
So
South
which means we need a couple of players still, because they've still got that extra spot open.
but they need to free someone up if they want to sign Clemmer.
Yep.
And we got
Some
Atkinson
monetary factor.
too. Atkinson, Daniel Atkinson coming, which is very exciting. Daz.
So that's next year. Yeah. So
Yeah.
who's he make way for?
Well,
Oh, he'll be
Flanagan's
in-
going to be the 6th, but that's a show for next year. We'll worry about that next year.
Just only mention it, mate. Come on, mate. Be fair.
No,
Michaela Rapalala is done deal by the sounds of
I'm
it.
talking about players we're getting rid of. I'm talking about players that we're getting as well too.
yes, I get that. But yeah, Ravalawa has because of the South's injury strike. I'm sure if he got picked up by Souths, I'm sure Shane Flanagan wouldn't stand his way if an opportunity came up for him.
So it looks like it's all pretty much confirmed that Rav is leaving us.
Flanagan's wanted rid of Rav for a while now, hasn't he? He's wanted him out the door. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Michael
wants to-
Molo looks like it's pretty much going to be a done deal with the Roosters. No, Francis Molo looks like it's pretty much a done deal to go to the Roosters, and Michael could be following suit as well.
Well, here's
So
one
that's
for you
going to
that
free up 3 roster spots.
not really Dragons related, but I'll chuck this one to you anyway. The last 24 hours, we saw Dylan Brown. He signed a $1.3 million deal a season for 10 years to go to Newcastle. Is he worth that, Youngie?
I'm not convinced. I mean, is it just me, or is
No.
I think they got? Who signed that? Jesus.
Not even Nathan Cleary gets that.
So that's just put every other halfback in the comp. They're now going back to the manager going, well, Dylan Brown's got that, so I'm worth more than him. So go and renegotiate me a new contract, because that's ridiculous money for Dylan Brown. That's nuts. Is he that good?
The highest paid player.
I don't
now,
think
right?
so.
Jesus
He's not a match winner.
Christ. He's no Cleary, and he's on similar money. And how many years?
The highest deal, 10 years, the highest deal ever in NRL history, like the highest
Yeah.
deal.
He's going to put his feet up now, smoke a
He's gonna be
cigar,
playing-
go through the motions.
Supposedly. So can you,
You know,
you think of the halfbacks? Nathan Cleary, Jerome Hughes from Melbourne. Already,
Yeah.
there's two strong halfbacks, and bloody well, than Dylan Brown, who's really a 5'8".
Yeah.
They're going to play him in halfback.
I'm telling you, every halfback in the comp is now saying to their manager, go get me better money.
And you know what, Des? Whoever made that deal at Newcastle, in 10 years, I won't even be there in recruiting, mate. They'll be gone.
That is
Peter
a
O'Sullivan.
sucker punch deal. Yeah,
That's the
Peter
guy you
Sullivan, he
wanted
should know better. Yeah, he's a good recruitment guy. So,
Yeah. Oh, good on Dylan
Can I
Brown.
add something?
It's fantastic for them.
what does he know that we don't? Because Peter Sullivan he has a history of good signings wherever he goes. So
Yeah,
that
that's
stuns
strange,
me.
isn't it? Yeah, you're right.
That's a
Jesse.
perfect.
Peter O'Sullivan.
May I add something, guys?
Put your hand up, Scoop. Go ahead.
Apparently there's been reports, I'm not sure if this is going to be true or not, but it looks like Lachlan Galvin is pretty much they're all done but signed deal to go over to Parramatta for next year.
He's a Para Junior.
I thought
Yeah.
it was
Aaron,
a
which that's
Tigers
also been
junior.
linked.
The Tigers have dropped to their knees. They've just got Luai, and now they're going to lose him, are they? Far out. Can't
I'm
hear
not
off
sure if it's
contract
true,
next
but
year.
I reckon it's going to happen. Because Parramatta don't have the junior halves coming through. They've got a junior hooker, but halves, they're fucked for the halves. They've got no halves, junior halves coming through at the moment. They've lost both Blake Slangy and Sanders to other clubs, and they don't have juniors coming up.
It's going on the open market November 1, right, Jesse? So, I mean, Para will have the money, obviously, now with Dylan Brown leaving. So, yeah, I mean, they can throw the checkbook at him, and they'll probably get him, as I said, a Para Junior. So, I know Tigers will hate it, but, yeah, they probably won't be able to match the deal.
Yep. Like you say Dylan Brown. Well, I think you're paying someone. I don't think if you're starting a team, would Dylan Brown be a buy you get? If I was starting a team tomorrow, the first player I would probably buy as a playmaker would be Nathan Cleary.
To build a team around. Yeah.
Yeah, but would Nathan Cleary leave Penrith with his dad there?
No.
I doubt it. He's
Gus
just
tried
so settled at
to sign him.
Penrith.
Gus tried to sign him on the, what's that show, Channel 9?
Yeah.
100%.
He threw me a piece of paper with a figure on it, Daz.
But did you hear what he said? Oh, I taught him everything he knows.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's getting Nathan Cleary. Like Cleary 6 or 7 years ago probably would have up and left, but things have gone too well at Penrith for him to up and leave now. I can't see him. He'll retire there. Might even go to Super League, but
I think he loves Penrith, mate. I mean, he said it
Yeah.
excites him to have the new players come in to restart things again and to look at trying to win another premiership again. He sees
Well,
any
he's the
new
Prince of
players
Penrith.
coming in,
well, they're
buy-
the new Melbourne, aren't they? They've just got so many players coming through.
all the young boys coming through. It clearly sees it as a challenge to motivate them to do
Yeah.
the same thing as winning a premiership again. So he's actually really well spoken, mate, and really knows a lot about the game, like his old man.
Yeah.
So really, really top guy. And he had to handle Gus the other night on Channel 9 too. It was really good. So it's tongue in cheek, you know what I mean, with Gus. He's always got a lot of respect for him, of course, but yeah, Cleary's so impressive. Yeah, Jesse, you're right, man. I mean, 100%. If you're going to choose a player right now to build a team around, it's not Dylan Brown, it's Nathan Cleary every day of the week.
Big T, what's your take on the Dylan Brown to Newcastle? I mean, that's a lot of
Stupid.
two players. They're going to have a lot of their cap going to two players in Ponga. Ponga's worth it, 100%.
Why do you think they're getting Leo Thompson and Braden Brayley? Brayley's going to the Raiders, so Thompson's going to the Bulldogs next year.
Good players.
Tyson Frizzell's towards the end. Jacob
Yeah, they've got cap space.
Jacob Saifidi. They've got cap space to use, but two players. What Ponga got another 4 or 5 years left in his 10-year contract.
Something like that. I don't know. It'd be easy.
So these big contracts. Tino's got one up at the Gold Coast. Cherry Evans is just finishing up on one. That worked out fairly well for. That worked out pretty well for Manly and Cherry Evans. So
I think Gold Coast might pull. Gold Coast might surprise Canterbury on the weekend. They better watch it. I reckon I smell upset.
You got RCG coming back, haven't you?
Gold Coast are actually pretty good. You look at them on paper; they're actually good squad.
Foran is a big loss for them, though.
He is.
Well, they do have two
Still a
good
good team.
halves, but I don't see James
Anyway.
Campbell as a half back.
We'll
Campbell's
get
a
back
gun.
to the Dragons.
Anyway,
We'll get back
sorry,
to the
Jesse.
Dragons,
Anyway,
and we'll get into.
hey, just
we'll get our
quickly,
viewers
Corey
involved.
Allen. Did anyone watch the New South Wales Cup on the weekend? Corey Allen, he was really good.
I watched the whole game live.
So was Ramsey.
Would you?
So was Sloan.
Cody
Yeah,
Ramsey got
Ramsey was
named as
good.
captain this week. He's captain this
nice.
week, Cody Ramsey. Good on you, Cody.
Yeah, absolutely. He
Well,
was.
he was the captain
absolutely
last week for New South Wales.
instrumental.
No,
And I'll
this
tell
week.
you what, Jess, this is still St
No, I
George
mean
Lane.
last week he was the captain for.
The captain of the New South Wales Cup.
Yeah.
I thought it was Ramsey, but you're saying different, Jess? He wasn't Ramsey? I thought it was Ramsey.
Then I didn't really see it. And it's a double header too this weekend.
Yeah.
So if you're heading up to Wynn Stadium on Saturday afternoon, New South
Move
Wales Cup will
down.
be at 12:30, and NRL at 3 p.m. So should be a good day of footy at Wynn Stadium.
Good
I
player,
was going
Cody.
to say, Jesse, it's down, not up.
No, up. It's up for me.
Was down for me.
Anyway,
Moving along.
let's get into our segment where we get all the viewers involved. So in Big T's behind enemy lines tonight, he revealed the biggest ever win for the Dragons against Souths. And tonight I'm going to go a bit more down the same road, but it's a bit more of a half. So a couple of years ago, the Dragons scored the most points in a half against South Sydney in a game at the same venue that the game will be played Saturday at Wynn Stadium in Wollongong. That was back in 2022. So who can name the halftime score in that game where we piled on so many unanswered points to lead something blot at halftime against South Sydney back in 2022? Fire away in the comments. Let's see how we go.
Scoop's looking at his phone already.
He's Googling it.
Scoop,
I'm
you're
out.
not allowed to win.
Damn.
I can't recall us ever putting on points like that.
I got no idea. I just hate losing the South by that 1 point. It was at 2018 or whatever it was. I can't remember we made it through the final or whatever, and we lost.
All right, so we do
Field
have
goal,
some.
whatever it was.
We do have some answers that have come through. Michael's gone 38-0. We've got Riley Bay going with 26-0.
Riley Bay's my son's friend. Hey, Riley. How are you,
There
mate?
you go.
Johnny Burke's gone 34-0.
Oh, it's not right.
As has Riley Bay. Again, he's had two guesses.
Oh, you're Riley. Go on, your son. Anybody?
But for the
Anybody?
second week in a row, well, Tim Wheatley's thrown in a guess. 44-0. Beating the clock, Tim. But our winner for this evening, you can announce the winner, Big T. For the second week in a row, our winner is
Peter Fernandes.
Big Peter Fernandes. It's not Peter Fernandes. He's already told that. I'd love
I reckon Peter Lee's watching us, Scoop.
Is your name Big T Scoop,
He
is
needs
it?
to write his full name down.
Sorry.
Yeah. 32-0.
Presidio.
What was the full time score in that game, Jess? What was the
As
full-time
Chris
score
Holmes
in that
pointed
game?
out, 32-12.
There we go.
There you go.
So we didn't score a point in the second half.
Nope. And actually, there are still some players from
Bugger.
that game will be involved in Saturday's game. So we have Matt Fino that played that game, Moses Suley, Jack DeBellin, Blake Laurie, Jaden Sewer.
Oh.
And actually, there's some players for Souths that will be playing in that game too. Campbell Graham,
Cody Walker.
our new halfback Lachlan Ilias, Damien Cook on our team now, as well as Lachlan Ilias, Tavita Totola, Keon Kaloa Matangi, Jai Arrow,
Was that the
Saliva
game?
Havili.
Latrell Mitt.
No, he didn't play.
Was that the game
He was
Ilias was
suspended.
hooked?
Yes, that's the game.
Was that the game Ilias was hooked? Yeah, that's the game. That's the game.
That's the game.
So hope he doesn't have a game like that.
And it's his first game at Wynn Stadium since that night, Big T.
Redemption.
Oh, Jeebus. Yeah, because he that's what I've said all year long. He's got to show
Wasn't that the
he's got
game
to
he
show Wayne
debuted?
Bennett that he's
No, he
he's
debuted
good.
it on the sunny
He's-
coast.
against Wayne Bennett. So he's got to tell Wayne Bennett that I am a halfback and you should have kept me. So
Is there any,
what
is
he's
there
going to
any
do
play
tomorrow
for
on the
Big T?
weekend.
He's got to become the dominant
Everything to
half
play for.
over Flanagan.
Again, he was last week. He done most of the kicking and most of the arrangement plays, and Flanagan played his game. You know, like so. He's got to show Bennett that I am a halfback and I should have been your halfback.
Yep. Hopefully, he takes a line on.
Anyway, well, let's get into the next segment where we she's not on tonight, but we'll still go into it anyway. And there are a few key clashes that Coco has sent through. But let's start this first.
They're slugging it out in the middle of the field. The Dragon's front row has knocked his block off.
Block is knocked off.
It's time to look at the one-on-one battles that will decide the game. Will it be the key position players? Will the fight be one out wide? Or will it be one up front? Strap yourself in for Coco's Clashes!
Well, for tonight, since Coco isn't on tonight, we'll change it to Daz's Duels.
Daz's Duels.
Coco has sent through some key clashes she thinks. You can add some too if you like as well, Dazza. So she's her key matchups in her opinion: Valentine Holmes versus Campbell Graham.
I was just about
Kyle
to say
Flanagan
that.
versus Cody Walker, and Luciano Leilua versus Keon Kaloa Matangi. What are your take on those three matchups? And feel free to add any more if you have some of your own as well.
Yeah, the Val Holmes one is going to be interesting. Let's see if we go back to those left side sweeping plays with King Gutho coming up into the line.
Saint Gutho.
Hey, Saint Gutho. Saint Gutho.
Yeah, he's been canonised.
And hopefully Christian goes in for another 3.
How big do you think the Kyle Flanagan and Cody Walker battle is, Youngie?
Well, he's going to have to be on his game, Cody Walker. He's definitely the threat. He's definitely the man they've got to shut down. Tough battle for him, but I'm sure he's up for the challenge.
And Luciano Leilua and Keon Kaloa Matangi, 2 big bodies.
Big
Kaloa
bodies.
Matangi's one Bennett does rate highly, and Luciano Leilua, a lot of people saying he looks unfit. What are your thoughts on
Who
that?
cares? He's been playing well. Luke's been going good. He creates line breaks. He's good. Luch has been going really good. Am I the only one that thinks Luch has been playing well?
No, I think he's been playing well as well.
No, I think
He's been playing good footy.
He's not on
Playing
his
out
top
of his
game
skin.
at the moment, but he can play better, but once he gets those arms free and he gets those offloads going, that's what I want to see from Luciano.
Yep.
Yeah, he does it
He's standing and tackle and getting the ball away.
Exactly right. When he's on song, he's one of the best second rowers in the game, I reckon. And Sewer's not far behind him when he's on his game. So it's going to be a great battle with the edges.
Last week,
you got Sewer, Luch.
And you got Campbell Graham again. Campbell Graham and what was his name? Fletcher Myers. Fletcher Myers is going to be up against. I think he's up against. Fletcher Myers is up against Holmes. I think. So that's going to be a big one. Can Holmes get his edge?
Val Holmes is against Campbell Graham, as Coco highlighted.
Oh, is he okay then? So it'll be Sully against
matchup.
Fletcher Myers. I feel sorry for Fletcher Myers if Sully's against him. And if Sully gets early ball, Fletcher Myers is in trouble.
And then Tuapolosi up against that debutant Bailey Bentley Hape. So
he's in trouble.
That's
on the same side of the field, isn't it?
Ilias and Humphreys. You got a young guy having his third NRL appearance in Humphreys, who Bennett's putting his belief in.
Yeah.
And then you've got a redemption story in Ilias who wants to prove, to South.
How'd you get rid of me? Yeah.
How good he can be, and that he's definitely a first grade NRL halfback. So that's going to be a good battle. That the halves.
Who has the stronger bench? Who has the stronger bench? Anybody can.
I think
their bench: Sullivan, Havili, Duncan, Totola. Ours, we've got Little, Laurie, Fatala Mariner, and Hamish Stewart.
That's if it stays that way too.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly right.
Laurie, nothing. He's not that sort of an impact player. He's not a player that makes an impact. He's more of a workhorse, Blake Laurie. Raymond Fatala Mariner can make an impact. It'll be interesting to see how Flano uses him this time round. And Hamish Stewart looked good on debut. He really got stuck into his work. And I know Scoop was a big fan of his.
I am.
Jacob Little is X Factor written all over him as a sub. I mean,
he's going to bring him on earlier.
As soon as he comes on, and especially if they're a little bit tired, he can rip them apart. Mate, honestly,
that's the point. He's
Yeah, he's actually, I reckon, a young cookie, Damien Cook. He looks like that when he plays. You know what I mean? That speed from.
If you look at Little, all through his junior career, he was the man. He was the player that was going to be the player's player of the world. But he got injured, and then he got injured, and then he got injured. He had 3 rather large injuries in his junior career. So,
ACLs, I think.
Yeah, we had some big injuries, so he missed out on his development. Because they were saying West Tigers were saying he's the man. He's going to be our future. And he's starting to show that. He showed that on the weekend. He showed that at the end of last year.
Big T as well too, mate.
I didn't realise he was so quick.
You throw Little, right? I love him that much. You throw Little into Penrith or Melbourne, right, as a hooker, and he wouldn't look out of place.
He wouldn't look out of place.
I don't.
He's had that many. He's just had that many injuries. That's crippled him, in his progress.
There's nothing wrong with his turn of speed, though. He left Tracy in a vapor trail. Just blitzed
if he
him.
can stay injury free, I love the when the Dragons signed him. I thought that's fantastic. I thought he was the Tigers' best hooker at the time, and then they went and signed Appy Coruscant. So he had to go somewhere. And he came to us,
and he's playing a weaker team at the time as well too. And he's such a standout player. Like I said, you put him in a stronger team, and that's why he's so good when he's coming on. So if Flano can work out that fine line between Cook and Little, whether Little ends up playing more minutes and Cookie less, I don't know, whatever. But they both can be dynamic in their own right. So
I like them when they're both on the field at the same time, because Cook goes to lock, and you just get a bit of.
It'd be good if he could do it. If Flano does it.
Scoop.
I was going to
Yes,
ask.
Scoop.
Do we have any?
Can I steal your question?
Learning, Scoop.
I was going to ask. Do we have any really good young hookers in our lower grades coming through, or is it only just Connor Mulhausen, just in case either Damien Cook or Chuck Liddell goes down injured?
Well, Connor Mollison's only on a New South Wales Cup contract, so he can't play NRL.
Kyle Flanagan can play hooker though as well too.
Oh, I totally forgot that Carl Flanagan can play hooker.
We're covered.
Well, yeah, that try that Jacob Little scored, that was outstanding. That try he scored last. I don't think Damien Cook scores that now. I don't
The
think he
young
does.
Damien Cook, yes, but not at his age now, no.
They had plenty of work to do too to get around the line. So he didn't. It wasn't just speed. Like he stepped his way into the line and they just blitzed him. So it was good to watch.
There was probably one player that should have tackled him. That was the player that was offside, but then he would have had 10 in the bin, but it would have stopped the try. You know what I mean? So that guy was stuck between a rock and a hard place. I can't think who it was now. It might have been Bailey Hayward. Like he should have tackled him, took the 10 minutes in the bin, and the Bulldogs would have regrouped and maybe we wouldn't have scored. So it's a great run from Little. Absolutely fantastic run. They've got to bring him on earlier.
I agree.
I think late in the first half, give him a break at about 20-minute mark in the second half, and then bring him back on for the last 10. So,
Now, Youngie, there's been a lot of talk about Gutho, who's was very quiet on the weekend. He was solid. Like he got up the team too when they were a long way down, and to their credit, they didn't give up, even though the scoreline was the way it was.
Yep.
Do you think Gutho will get better? Just learning how he has to fit into this Dragon side, what his role is.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's only he's had 2 trials and 1 season game, so he's still finding his feet, what his position is in the team. They're learning about him. I just think even though he's our captain, he's going to need time as well. So I think Gutho will be good. He looked really good in the trials to me. So I put that down to 1 bad performance. That's it.
And do you expect more from him on the weekend, now that he's got that first game under his belt?
I think he'll be better for it this weekend against the Bunnies. Should have a good game. I'd expect him to have a good game.
But to be fair to him as well, Jesse, they are attacking us down that wing, Matt's wing, big time. And he was really, he was pressured and he wasn't handling it well at all. So it's almost like Gutho had been 2 or 3 positions at once. You know, it's very difficult. I mean, he's one of the best.
Nothing changes. That has been our problem for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
That left side. And you look at every team that comes up, they exploit us every time without fail. They go there. And it just rains points every time. So let's see if they fix it this weekend.
What's Corey Allen like? I thought he can play wing. Is he good defensively, Corey Allen?
He plays on the right. I don't know if he's played on the left.
Same side, CT.
He was really solid. He got a couple of tries.
Reserve grade,
was involved. Yeah, he was good at centre on the right side.
He was actually helping Slane. He was talking to Slane a lot and giving Slane pointers. And he's played Queensland State of Origin, hasn't he? I think as well. So
he has, yeah.
So he's a pretty quality player.
Ex-Queenslander. You'll hate him.
Big T loves him.
Who's that?
Corey Allen.
I do like Corey Allen. I thought he was a good signing when he came over. Done his ACL last year. He's come back this year, and he looked quite solid last week in the Resi. So
yeah, I was impressed.
That's what I'm saying. Could he fix up our defensive issues if he played on the wing, forgetting Tyrell Slane? But could he be a big help to us if he played on the wing?
Don't forget, he's a Queensland rep too. So
he
played State of Origin. So he's a good player. So if we can get him fit, we can get him into our systems, which he is. Why not give him a go?
Luke Duckett's got a good point there. So yeah.
Well, that's the thing about Gutho. It's not just what you get as a player; it's his leadership as well, which we've lacked. Exactly. Hunt was an Origin player, but he just wasn't that presence, was he? So that's what you get.
Paramount on the weekend.
Yeah.
He'll be a bit sweeter about that now.
Yeah.
What Voldemort?
Didn't that go down like a lead balloon?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he had a good game.
Yeah, Jesse with Gutho, I was there live, mate. Honestly, high fives, thumbs up. You know, he was into it. He doesn't stop talking. He really motivates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he plays the whole 80 minutes, and even if we suck or if tries go in, he keeps on motivating. You know what I mean?
He's a competitor.
Yeah, and I
And
know.
that's the thing, as a fullback behind the line, you're organising the defensive structure. You be there, you slide left, you should be there, you're out of position. That's what you need from your fullback.
And I don't think Tyros won't have that in him.
Yeah, we haven't had that for a long time. Sloan's
You got to look at the age. You got to look at the age difference as well. Gutho's 29.
Yeah,
30.
A bit older, I think. Sloan's Gutho's 30. Sloan's 20. And you've got to talk to these guys. Like he's got to talk to Sully. He's got to talk to Valentine Holmes. He's got to. These players have played over 100 games.
Yep.
Yeah.
They played over 100 games, so it's a little bit daunting. It'll be a little bit daunting for Sloan to tell those guys what to do, but that's what he's got to do. That's his job. I remember when I was playing, our coach was big on that, and our halfback led us around, and we got called all the names under the sun. Now, come on, you pigs, get the ball up. You know, come on, the backs, get the ball up. You know, you pigs, come on, pigs. They got us angrier. That's what that fullback has to do.
Yeah.
He has to say, go there, go there, go there, go there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Lisa Marie Cooper is trying to say there.
I'm a Gutho?
I'm a Gutho fan.
Right.
Yeah, she's a Gutho fan.
Ah, gotcha. Righto.
She's a Gutho fan with a 666 sign behind it.
Maybe it's just me though, but I can't help but thinking that Gutho is going to end up at 5'8". It's just my
I've got a
thoughts
gut
later this
feeling.
season. Just
To give us
got this
another point of
feeling
attack, yes.
He's going to end up at 5'8". I can see it.
What's going to happen to Flano Jr.?
That's what I said.
Is he a mate of yours, Big T?
We should
Bill
chase
Nuts.
this kid. He must be. He must be a mate of mine. Because I said
Bill
that 2
Nuts.
years ago. I said there was Jess Calhoun, Wirramoo Greg, Keogh Weeks, and I can't think of who the other player was, but the four of them are. Jesse Calhoun got injured last year, but but he's going to be a superstar of the game for Cronulla.
Tom Hazelton just re-signed today for 3 more years as well.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Well, they've got such an abundant. They've got
Front
a plethora
rowers.
of front rowers over there. Front rowers, they've got a plethora of them. There's a million of them.
You said though, mate. In my
He's gonna be a
team,
superstar as well.
I was the only one, and Donny obviously had a heart attack when he saw my team because I had Gutho at 5'8". I was completely different to everybody else. I had Sloan at fullback, and the half obviously was Flanagan. I thought the best scenario for the Dragons was to be safe with Gutho and his experience in the halves.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And
I think that's all right.
X factor at fullback. You know what I mean? Then he can
He's
make
played
something.
5'8" before.
Yeah.
The only thing is he can't chime in when he likes at 5'8". At fullback, he can chime in when he wants.
Well, what's going to
and
happen to Lachlan Elias then if Gaffer does get moved to 5'8"?
Well, this is pre.
and
This is
Flano
pre.
goes to fullback?
Cup.
This is pre also too that we selected our teams, if you remember.
Well, if we get a few injuries in the halves, it's destined to happen, isn't it?
I'd say for sure. There's
Well,
no other way.
Mikey would be the next one.
The LKT, but
He's not there yet. He's very green still.
But we do have
Yeah,
like
it's-
in Kintongi if I can play in 5'8" too. Don't
But
forget
to be
about that.
fair, you've seen what Wayne Bennett's done with Lewis Dodd. So, I mean, strange things can happen.
Oh, you got a fan, Rob?
I like it, men. I mean, there we go.
It's a nice lady.
Man.
All right. Well, we might go into our
All right.
predictions. It's something we didn't do last week. We'll go through our NRL tips, then we'll go to our Dragons tips. So Thursday nights to open the round, it's at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. We've got the Knights and the Dolphins, Rob. What are your thoughts on this game?
Is Matt there?
Mate, I think it could be a dangerous game because the Dolphins honestly thought were better than Souths, and that South still got the chocolates, but I think Dolphins can be better than what they showed us the other night. And I think Newcastle just scraped over the line, but I didn't think they played so well against the Tigers. So, mate, it's a bloody lottery for me, to be honest with you. So, is out of interest, is Peter O'Sullivan's son playing? Sean O'Sullivan for the Dolphins?
No, Cody Nicarime is back.
No,
So
he'll be back.
all the players are back. So, yeah, I reckon the Dolphins can beat.
He's a big difference.
At home, only that unless something like Ponga has an absolute blinder or something and pulls the rabbit out of the hat, you know what I mean?
It's at Newcastle.
Yeah. So, I don't know, mate. It's a 50-50 for me.
The hammer was very quiet.
Yeah.
So you could see they weren't getting guided around the park by the halves well.
Yeah.
Given that he had such a quiet game. It
it
was
was a
like
wet
he wasn't
night.
even there. Yeah. So I think they'll be better.
Yeah.
They get a dry track, they'll be better, that's for sure.
Scoop, who do you like at this one, the Knights or the Dolphins?
I'm
Toss a
gonna go
coin.
Knights. I'm gonna go Knights.
Big T, you more of the same, or are you going with the Dolphins to get their first win of the year, or will the Knights get the chocolate at home?
Well, I didn't think the Knights were very good last week against
Tigers.
Tigers.
Remind me, the Tigers. Yeah, they had a win by 2 points, but it was the Tigers, mate.
Scrappy.
You can't. It was scratchy. Dolphins were scratchy as well, like you said, Rob. Very scratchy. Knights were very scratchy. But I think the Knights might get the chocolates up at McDonald Jones Stadium.
I'm going to go with that purely because it's at home. The Knights. The early game on Friday over in New Zealand, it's the Warriors who were very disappointing in Vegas up against Manly, who looked very impressive.
Holy shit, Manly were good. Oh, scary.
Scoop, what do you think? Manly by plenty, or the Warriors bounce back at home?
I'm gonna go Manly.
Yeah.
2 on the trot.
Big T?
Luke Brooks and Cherry Evans are the winners there.
Tommy Turbo.
Tommy Turbo had a great game last week. Didn't make many mistakes. So
did he make any?
Mistakes. he can
good.
make plenty of mistakes.
Fuck.
He can make plenty of mistakes. Against us last year, I think he made 6 or 7 mistakes.
8 mistakes.
We absolutely blitzed him. It was
just
huge.
bends the line at will. Just
He does.
when he wants.
The 3 of them do.
Holy shit!
The 3 of them do.
Yeah.
Ben, Jake, and Tommy, they all bend the line back. But they looked exceptional in the first 20 minutes last week against the Cowboys. Nothing could go wrong for them.
Yeah.
Over in New Zealand, they've lost Adam Fanil-Blake and they've lost Sean Johnson. That's their players.
Massive loss.
2 massive losses.
AFP is an unbelievable loss.
Fisher Harris
I
does.
reckon
He's a
they'll
lot
pump him.
like Fisher Harris.
But
AFP, he's incredible.
I don't like saying this, but I think Manly might get the money there.
Big scoreline, I reckon too.
Yeah.
What was it? It was 24-0 after 20 minutes against the Cowboys. So,
Yeah, they cruised to victory. Yeah.
There was
Cowboys never in it.
those best halves ever from a team, Manly.
The Cows are no slouches either. So
I think the Warriors might be on the decline.
Rob, what do you think? Manly will continue their run, or will the Warriors bounce back at home?
I think Manly are just more powerful this year as well too. Like what Daz said about Bulldogs, they're well drilled. Manly just was so well drilled in that first match, right across the park, mate. So, and they can be damaging. Jesse, what's the name of is it Oluwatu?
Oluwatu, that's him. He
was
was
a back rower.
Unbelievable. And just a side note, that poor bugger of the Matty John show, do you guys all see that hit?
I saw that.
Unbelievable.
Gillespie, was it?
Oh,
That
he's
was
gone.
folded him in half.
Yeah.
I'm a
And
dip.
I loved how they're telling him to run straight, run up straight, run up right.
Flattened him.
Like if you
Yeah,
don't
but-
run up right, come on, son.
But he
No.
pulled up before the hit. You could see him pull up, so he was just going to get folded when you stop. And then when the point of
He get folded.
when the point
Why
of
did he
collision
break
happened, he
ribs?
just got folded. So it's going to happen.
They thought he was dead.
Yeah.
They want to make Liam a legend. Yeah. Anyway, let's move.
Hey, Liam, you should do the challenge with Olakuatu, mate.
It looks
If he
like
digs
it's,
in, if he
unanimous.
digs in at the collision, it might have happened the other way. The other bloke might have went flying. So
Unanimous. So you're going Manly too, Youngie?
yeah, I'm going Manly. I think they'll flog him.
Another game that could well be a flogging too. Roosters are paying $9 against the Panthers, who are $1.08.
$9.50.
Now, can I just say,
$9.50
at the beginning of the season, Donnie laughed at me when I had the Roosters outside the 8.
Yeah, but you
I was the same too. I didn't pick the Roosters in the 8 either.
Yeah, I don't think they're as good. Well, that's what I'm saying. They've lost a lot of players, and everyone's
Yeah.
talking about them being in the 8. I couldn't believe people were
Well,
picking
they-
them in the 8.
Before this weekend, they lost 1,400 games NRL experience with all those players that left.
But that's my
Jerry
point.
Hargraves,
Why
Now
has everyone got them in the 8?
Leahy, Marnie,
Yeah. Yep.
Tyrell May's gone as well. So they lost both their front
Tyrell.
rowers.
Yep.
May and Jerry Hargraves.
Massive.
Yeah,
Massive
but
loss.
Luke
Yeah.
Duckett, put that up there, Jess. Put that up, Luke Duckett's score. It's
Tip-
going to be something
Tipanua.
like that. I'm telling you now.
Yeah,
Tipanua.
but then the point is, Donnie was laughing at him, and I'm like, well, they've lost all these players. How are they going to make the 8?
I
It's
think
gonna
they
be-
struggle.
It's going to be one of those games. You're going to look
Yeah.
at it and go, "Oh, please stop! They're dead."
They might be the
Gonna be
Spooners.
Penrith 50. I think Penrith will get 50 on them.
Yeah.
I'm
Dazza,
gonna
you
bold
think-
one
I think
just
so
for this
as well.
one. I'm gonna bold prediction for this.
Bold
Bang.
prediction.
Wait your turn, Scoop.
Okay.
Dazza, what do you
Okay.
think? Penrith?
Oh, Penrith by plenty. This could be a cricket score. Honestly, I reckon this could be a cricket score.
Yep. Rob, you think the same too?
Oh, absolutely, mate. I agree with Dazza. There's no other way to look at it or see it. The Roosters are stuffed. They're gone. History.
Now go, Scoop.
I'm gonna go Penrith 100-0.
Holy fuck.
Hey,
Let's have a bet on that.
Hey.
How many beers have you had tonight,
Let's
Scoop?
not forget the Dragons hold the record over Canterbury for the biggest score ever. Let's not go there.
I think he's ever been 100-0. I could be
Jesus
wrong.
Christ, 100. And that's 4 points a try. Back then it was 3 points a try.
Yeah.
100-0. Holy shit.
I'm going to go Penrith. I'm not going to go quite near the Scoop, but I think they just win well. Yep, the Roosters, I just can't see them coming close.
48-8, something like
The
that.
next game will be us, but we'll get to that last. Cows, that we were just talking about them. They were very underwhelming against Manly. They were never in the contest. Up against the Sharks, who showed some promising signs against Penrith in Vegas. Go ahead, Big T.
Oh, I was just going to say, Clifford's back, Taumalolo's back, Polo's back, and McCarry's back on the extended bench. So they've got players coming back, the Cowboys. And missing Clifford and Taumalolo last week. And poor Thomas Dufty. Oh, he got a lesson taught to him in that game, I think. That was terrible
Todd
last week.
Payton's not mucking around.
That's
His
right.
job's on the line.
Billy Burns is back for the
Donnie's favourite player.
Yeah, Billy Burns is back for the Sharkies. But I think it's up North Queensland, isn't it?
Yes.
100-0 is stretching it.
It's got
There
to
you
be a
go,
game.
Scoop.
Is that where it is, Scoop? Oh, Muhammad did stretching it, is it? Oh no, he's he's stretching.
100-0, holy fuck.
He's not stretching his scoreline.
Shit. If it happens, the whole first grade team will get hooked Sent back.
Robert wouldn't have a job.
Uncle Nick will be spewing. It will be newsworthy everywhere.
I'll forfeit the rest of the season.
Robbo wouldn't have a job anymore.
And they've lost. We'll go back to the Roosters game. They lost Victor Anthony too this week. So another big name out. So
it could be significant. I don't know whether it's going to be 100-0.
Get back to the Sharks and Cowboys. What was the other game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cowboys could get up there. I'll give the Cowboys a chance.
I think the Cows win.
Scoop, you like the Cows, or you think the Cows at home or the Sharks will bounce back? Who gets their first win of the season?
Sharks did play well against Penrith, and the Cows did get flogged against. Who did the Cows play last week?
Manly.
I can't remember now.
Manly.
A very clinical Manly.
I'm gonna go upset from the rest of the panel and go Sharks.
Yep, I'm going with you, Scoop. I think the Sharks. You reckon that, Rob, too? The Sharks up there?
Yeah, ditto Sharks. I think they'll be too strong.
I think this should be the game of the round. Saturday night in Canberra. Won't be too cold yet. But these were two of the impressive sides from round one. The Raiders up against Daz's most hated team, the Broncos. I'll throw this one to you, Daz. I know how much you hate the Broncos.
I hate the Broncos with a passion, but I'm tipping the Broncos. They're just too good at the moment. And I'll make pretty boy. Even still, I reckon I think the Broncos might win and win well. They'll be too good.
Big T, were you impressed with the Raiders in Vegas? Do you think they can get it
they
done
played
in
the
Canberra?
Warriors. They played the Warriors. I don't think the Warriors are going too well this year. Like we were saying, the Warriors have lost Neil Blake, and they picked up James Fisher-Harris, who comes back this week, by the way. So that could be a big in for him. But yeah, I'm going to go to Broncos simply on what they did to the Roosters last week.
Even though Reece Walsh should be wearing nail polish, they'll still win.
Oh, probably, that's right, yeah.
And Rob's favourite player looked good in his first game at Brisbane.
I personally think it's a masterstroke getting Ben Hunt into Brisbane. Because I think
I can't believe, holy shit! You covered him all last year. I know you were saying it's a masterstroke.
Yeah. I think it's a great signing for Brisbane. All jokes aside, because of his combination now with Reynolds and the halves, and I've noticed now the fullback Reece Walsh will grow a leg like that. He doesn't have to take on.
Yeah, Michael.
He doesn't have anymore.
You can't anymore. Yeah, like what?
I hated Ben Hunt for what he did to the Dragon, out of the Dragons. Right? I don't like.
He's gone.
3 times when it's league.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, though, Rob. Let me ask you a question, though. Would you want him back?
No, not.
Would you? No.
Not for us. No. I mean, if you give me an halfback right now, it'd be Nathan Cleary, obviously. Mate, Broncos. Daz, I agree with you. I think the Broncos could be a dark horse this season to make the grand final. I really do. And Ezra Mann might come back and might be a bit of an X factor. Might only just have to play off the bench and play 14. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the other thing is Ben Hunt in the Broncos team is I think he's a much better Ben Hunt than what he was with us.
100%.
He doesn't have to run the show in Brisbane. He's got Adam Reynolds doing that.
Yeah. That's right.
He wasn't happy here.
And Reece Walsh as well, mate.
Yeah.
You've got all these attacking weapons. And Payne Haas. Payne Haas attacking weapons.
Yeah.
Pat
That's right.
Pat Carrigan looks good in the front row.
Yeah. That's right, yeah. Let's call it for what it is. He's just a better player in Broncos than what he was with us.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough.
I think he's been unfair.
You think the Broncos or can the Raiders bring the upset, Scoop?
Nah.
I'm going Broncos, and I've got another bold prediction, guys.
Oh, not a scoreline again.
Not
No.
100 nil.
It's 126.
This one won't be that.
My bold prediction is Reynolds will probably call it an early retirement if he gets injured one more time.
Who?
Ben Hunt will move into the halfback role. And
You're going to medically
the extra
retire him.
man will be the 5'8".
Thanks, Chris. James Gray is Ben Hunt's best mate, not me.
What's that story about James Gray becoming Broncos mascot? What's that story?
No, he can't be the Broncos mascot, mate. They found he's got a blow-up doll of Ben Hunt in his room. So,
have you guys ever been to a Broncos home game? I used to live in Brisbane for years, and there's a reason why I hate it. They are just like, I know people say that Dragons and Bulldog fans are really bad supporters. I challenge you to go to a Broncos home game and then talk to me. They are just woeful to have to sit around. They are shocking.
now, why with this Dragons bloody jersey, you buggers? Seriously.
There we go. What's the next game, Jess? What's the next game?
Next game is on Sunday, where one of the
Bowl.
Yes, we're replaying the Spoon Bowl. It is the Eels and the Tigers. By the way, I'm going to go with the Broncos in a tight one against the Raiders. I think the Raiders will give them a game. I like what I saw from the Raiders, but I think the Broncos will just get them down there in Canberra. Tigers Eels will be 4:05 game at CommBank on Sunday. Rob, what do you think? The Eels were very disappointing. What a start to Jason Riles' career, as well as a certain ex-Dragons player.
Yeah, I mean, mate, but to be honest with you, they were coming up against a team who were just so dominant. It wasn't funny. So, I mean, against a lesser team, I think maybe they might have a better go. I still see Jerome Luai as a competitor. So, but in saying that, the Tigers weren't great against the Knights. The Knights weren't that great either. So, again, mate, I'm sitting on the fence. This could go either way, this match. But, yeah, to be fair to Parramatta, Melbourne were just, I don't know, Des, how many levels above were Melbourne and Parramatta? Huge amount.
Yeah, way better. Just too clinical, too well drilled. Parramatta just clunky and trying to get it together.
Even Bellamy said he was so pleasantly surprised at the amount of points they scored. So for Craig Bellamy to say that, they were really on.
It's because they're a confident team. They say confidence breeds, they've just got no fear. They're so well drilled. You can see why Melbourne are a good team.
Yeah.
They're my tip for the premiership this year.
Yeah.
I think I'll beat Penrith. Just
Anyone for the Tigers? Who's going for Tigers?
I will.
I'll go for Tigers.
I think the Lurai Jerome will pull them over the line as well too. Hey, Luke Duckett, send a PM to Donny Bell about what you just said about Lomax, mate, and see how he responds to you.
Voldemort.
They're throwing him out tonight. Personal attacks on the panel.
Look at the Tigers. Look at the Tigers. Yes, they got Appy back. They got Stafford back.
Dream Buller.
Yeah, I'm not convinced Lomax is a centre either.
He's not a centre at all. He's not a centre.
He's not.
He played out of his skin because he's a winger.
Yeah.
He hasn't accepted. He's in denial.
Yeah, he's a winger.
And he's lost money.
Has anyone else ever been to Egypt?
Kick a good bomb, so
Yeah.
Is that true, Scoop? Is Riley Bay right?
No.
What do you want to say, Riley Bay? Because you're a mate of my son Michael's.
Riley Bay, grow that crap up. I'm a Dragon supporter through and through. Parramatta are the worst.
Yes, I think Chris Holmes is on the money too. Have we dodged a bullet by not signing Jason Riles as the coach?
I do.
I think so too, yeah.
It's his first game. He was playing up against his old coach, his old mate. His old mate knew what he was going to do, and They led 42-0 at half time.
But I think, to be fair to Christopher Holmes, I think we needed a coach like Flano for our team to rebuild our team. We needed some players like Gutho to come in because we're inconsistent.
Why are people so critical of Flano? I actually think Flano's a good coach, but
Yeah,
look what
I
he's
agree.
got at the
Flano's a
moment.
good
He's trying to overturn a roster.
He's only got the yeah, you're right, mate.
It's still not his roster yet. It's still
That's correct. Yeah, it's Hook's roster still. So he's trying to fix this until he can get the players that he wants, not only on the market but the ones coming through. You're not going to see the Dragons you want. So I'd urge everyone to be patient because he still has quite a job.
I think it took 5 years at Cronulla. I think he took 5 years. You know, so it just can't happen in 2 years. You really need to make the top four to win a grand final. So
He won a premiership. He knows what he's doing.
yeah, 100%.
He's got to give him time.
What's the saying? Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah. He's better coach than Hook. What the hell were they? Why did we sign Hook?
And the final game of the round is the
Can I also add something, guys?
Bulldogs. Go ahead, Scoop.
I'm also going to say why Tigers are going to win because after Dylan Brown dropped the bombshell news on his teammates saying he won't be at Parramatta at the end of the season, I reckon that's why that they've all dropped their heads the previous week because they already knew that their fast playmaker is not going to be playing with them from next season onwards. I reckon that's why they've decided saying since our 5'8's not going to be with us after this year, may as well just give up and just rebuild the roster.
Yeah, that's right, Nathan J. He was there because of Hunt.
The final game of the round is at Belmore. The Bulldogs, back to their spiritual home. The Titans, they've had to relocate to Sydney because their ground's under the underwater due to a mate called Alfred.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. It's going to be a good game, this one.
I've seen a photo of their home ground. There's a metre of the top of the goalpost.
Yeah,
the
did you see?
The metre of the top of the goalpost out of the water.
Yeah.
Yep.
Incredible, isn't it, Big T? That's unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been to that ground many, many times, having lived in Queensland for many years and going to the ground at the go. It's actually a really good ground, but it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Parkwood,
and
I think they said the training facility is.
Oh,
well,
the grounds. Oh, it's the training facility. Yeah.
This is a side note. I went to Broadbeach last year. I played golf with my son at the golf course across the road from the stadium.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we left, had a high car, and we saw the sign 2 meters, for flood. And I'm looking at it, and I said to my son, 2 meters. There's a flood sign that says 2 meters. Freaking hell, And then Big T, you just said the goalpost. I saw the photo. I was in shock.
Yeah,
but
it's good ground, but there's nothing there.
That's incredible. Absolutely unbelievable. So Alfred has really smashed people up there. Sadly, so I hope all those people, Jesse as well too, Northern New South Wales and Queensland, mate, can recover in their houses and everything, and wish them all the best.
It's going to be a big clean
supporters up there. So
imagine the insurance bill. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's going to be horrendous.
Yeah, all the best to everyone up there too. Stay safe, and the water is starting to
subside.
Yeah, it's starting to drop now. So that's a
massive amount of Dragons fans up in Queensland and Brisbane.
Yeah.
Hi to everyone up there. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, hope you're doing safe, and hope you get your loves back on track very soon. But in regards to this game for the Bulldogs and the Titans, and by the way, you're watching the Mad Dragons podcast, proudly sponsored by Complete Warehouse Solutions. I'm going to go with the Bulldogs at home. They're just going to be too strong. You got a little mate there, Big T.
I have got a little mate here. I've got my puppy dog, Taz, because he looks like a Tasmanian devil, so I called him Taz. So
Your favourite player makes his return this week, Big T, after a year off.
He does. Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, he's coming back after an ACL injury. I think the Bulldogs got to worry about the Titans. I like the Titans back five.
Yep.
Keanu Kenny.
He's a gun. Good player.
Khan Pereira's a gun.
Jojo
Centers,
Fafita.
Brian Kelly and Philip Sami. They're pretty good centers. Philip Sami's a big man. And Jojo Fafita. What a back five. I think Dogs have to be
Brimson and
careful.
Campbell in halves.
Yep.
It's a good halves
It's going to be an
combination.
interesting clash, this one. Be a good game.
They got Regan Campbell-Gillard making his debut.
Yep.
So,
Interesting that David Fafita's been named on the bench.
Why is that interesting?
Well,
He's an impact player.
He's an erosion player, isn't he? He's got.
Well, you play him from the
Khalees
bench.
Hassan,
That's the sort of player he is.
front row, Bo Furman off the bench. I'm off the second row, so.
Yeah, I like the
Ain't
Bulldogs at
half the
home.
little brother.
Scoop, do you
Yeah,
like the Bulldogs?
Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bulldogs at home.
Rob, Dazzy,
Because
you're
the
the same?
Titans players will be having their families in their minds over the game.
I'm going to go because I think the Bulldogs weren't as good as what they were last year against the Dragons. I don't think we were that good as what we could have been. And I think the Titans have the ability to pull a rabbit out of a hat. And I watched a documentary on your favourite player just recently. I think it was on Big Tino, mate, and he's recovering, coming back. And, mate, he looks like he's absolutely on and wants to give back to the team as captain. So, and he sees his first game coming back as a milestone for him to do something for the team to win in the second round. So, could be an upset on the cards. I just didn't think the Dogs are as good as they're well drilled, but not as good as last season.
Yeah, he's the man to stop Burton.
Yeah, and we didn't put any pressure on Burton either. None at all.
I think we beat them there.
Anyway,
Let's go to our game.
the most important game of the weekend, though, is our game at Wynn Stadium in Wollongong. And Big T, you have some stats to reveal about this game too.
I do have some stats to reveal about this game. Our big Christian Tuipulotu, in his last 9 games against the Bunnies, he scored 11 tries. So that's a
wow.
That's a big one. Sua scored 3 in his last 4 games against the Bunnies. Dragons.
Well, he's averaging 2-3.
The Dragons were leading 3-4 in the last 4 games. We've won 3 of the last 4, so we're on top there. My tips are Finai's going to score the opening try. He's going to score it from a bomb.
I don't want to say anything.
Mate, that'll be nice. That would be nice. That would be nice.
Dragons 40 plus.
You're a shit story.
I would laugh if Laurie comes out and has a blinder. I'd love it. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'd love it. Fire up. Come on, Blake. Fire up.
Tuipulotu's going to score a try anytime because he scored 11 in his last 9 games. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. Certainly score a try.
Yeah, so
love his celebration.
I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, he's copping a bit of shit for it, but he's just like a high energy player. That's what he does.
He is. It's just the same
all
as
about
everybody else.
enthusiasm, and it's about trying to fire up the other players as well, regardless of what the score
exactly
is.
right.
That's what it's about. He's trying to get the other. That's what he does.
I don't know why he's had so much gripe about it. Like
he's a passionate. He's a passionate, full of energy
Same
player.
as that player who
high energy.
Lit up like a cigar. Lit up a cigar, just like the player who done the bowlers. It's just crazy. They just
Remember the days of the try celebrations when everyone used to celebrate and do the bowling pins, and no one would be talking about it if everyone was doing that again. He's just trying to bring it back.
We've got post-try July, where we raise money to one of the charities, and that's a great idea. It should be happening every week. Should be happening every week. But Dragons
the fans like it.
2 to score any time, and Finai to score the first try. There you go. Thank you very much.
All right, Scoop.
You're going to talk about Blake Laurie. This could be anything.
I'm going to go he had a shocker week last week, but I'm going to go with Matt Pino to score a hat trick and prove us fans wrong on why he should be in the team. And I'm going to go with Dragons to win by 13 plus.
Do you reckon Sully's going to have a big game if Fino is having a good game?
I really hope so.
All right. Rob, what do you think's going to happen?
Try and be quick. I reckon Dragons by 20 and maybe the plus factor. I think they'll be too good. One of my favourite Dragons players is at South and obviously with the Tigers. I think Butt will probably come on and do something silly and maybe end up with 10 in the bin as well too. Now listen, Scoop, I just got a message from Woodsy, Aaron Woods, who I know, who's at Lugano, and he says he's going to get together with Blake Laurie and meet you at Lugano Park and smash the shit out of you for bagging out Blogger. So you got 2 props coming after you.
I've got that call too. Billy Burns is coming too, Rob.
Billy Burns as well too. Shit. We also had the captain, Donnie Bell, on that list as well too. But if you lose some blocker, good luck, mate. You deserve it. I know you lost some kgs, some kegs and all that. So I know.
Yeah, I got faith in him. I got faith in him. Come on, blocker.
Yeah.
Fire up.
You're and to be fair to Blocker, he wasn't played in his usual position that he played last season with Flane. So you played him in a different type of style. So let's see. Let's see the new Blocker. I think he's lost about 4 or 5 kegs. So yeah, I think he might surprise us.
Yeah. Also, another note is Blocker proved me wrong. I know I put shit on you last
year. He will. He's going to stick it up you.
You're just saying that now because Woodsy and Blocker are going to come and see you at Lugano Park.
Prove me wrong, Blocker. Prove me wrong this year. Prove me wrong this year, Blocker, please.
Yeah, Sully's a weapon. He's a good player. Sully goes good.
What do you think's going to happen, Dad? Can we get our first win? Will we have a sellout crowd at win like we did at Cogra?
Yeah, I think they'll turn. Yeah, they'll turn up. I reckon the fans will turn up. We just got to hope the players turn up. They're going to get that completion rate right. If we do that, we might win. I don't know. I don't really know what the score's going to be, but we can do all the little things right, and everyone knows their role. We'll win.
I'm going to go.
Close one though.
Yep. Who do you think is going to be an anytime try scorer? If you had to have a stab,
Tui Pilato.
Tuipulotu? Okay.
Yeah, he's always good for it. Put your money on it.
I'm going to go with the Dragons at home. Hopefully there's a big crowd at Wynn Stadium. And don't forget, there is New South Wales Cup on 12:30 as well. So get down in there early and watch the New South Wales Cup boys. Cody Ramsey will be leading the side, which is great story to see him back on the field. Christian Tuipulotu, I think I'm going to go with Big T and Youngie, that he'll be an anytime try scorer. I think he'll get a double in this game. I think the Dragons will win by 16.
Yep.
And I think Val
What
Holmes
sort of reason do you guys need to have to get down there, win this weekend, and pack it out? Let's fill the stadium.
You going, Jesse?
I'll be there.
Jesse? Oh, good.
Yep. 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. What a better time to have watched footy.
Yeah.
It's a good time, isn't it, when you go to watch that? So as a kickoff,
what's the weather like in Sydney this weekend? It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's all the rain.
Oh,
all the rain.
You've got no excuses. No excuses.
It's actually going to be hot, isn't it, Jesse, on the weekend? I think it's going to be hot.
I'll have a look at on Saturday. Hang on.
35 on Sunday. But it might be different in the Gong. It might be a bit cooler.
So I know let's bring up the Wollongong forecast.
Big T's going to be pumping at 3 o'clock, 3:30 on a Saturday afternoon.
Pumping
out
it up.
and watching the Dragons. Happy belated anniversary too, Big T. You said your wedding anniversary, is that right?
No.
Very high chance of no rain.
Birthday.
It's going to be a nice day.
Oh, that was Murray.
Birthday. A couple of weeks.
Months. His anniversary.
Yeah.
30 degrees. 30
So we're
degrees.
not on next week. Not on next week, are we, Jess?
No,
No.
because of bye, we're on next week. No show next Tuesday night. We may or may not have that Matt Cooper show on this coming Sunday. Just keep an eye on our socials. I'm sure Donnie will keep us an update if it will go on or not. But the next show will be on Sunday to review that South Sydney game, hopefully after the Dragons secure their first win of the 2025 season. So thanks for everyone for joining us tonight. As I said, this show is proudly sponsored by our Complete Warehouse Solutions. Go to see Jeff and the team at 6 Commerce Drive, Lake Illawarra, 0417 223 409 or 4257 1930. So come on, Dragons fans. Fire up.
Fire up.
Red V's a part of me.
Coco is at Pell's heart, she wears it on her sleeve. As Mustard tells tales of dragons wins and tuna victory. Tony and the NB crew will do their very best. Hitting up topic and I digress with a red V on our chest. The Mad Dragon podcast is a sheep of camaraderie. Navigating rants down rabbit holes in the land of the big red V. And so our peddlers weave the tales and our friendship is our dream. The Mad Dragon podcast, funded by our team.